And then now let's talk about the stem and leaf plot. Let's understand what is a stem and leaf plot. Actually, a stem and leaf plot is a way of showing data without losing any of the information. Re nyaka go data ya rena and then re nyaka ngwala in a simple way, but re make sure ya it doesn't lose the information. To understand this, I can add some additional information based on this stem and leaf plot. So when representing the data on the stem and leaf plot, it's important to understand the leaf is always the last digit of the number, and then the stem is the rest of the digits without decimal point. Example, let's say unale 352, and then let's say unale 12.73, and then let's say unale 12.0, and then unyaka ngwala this data using the stem and leaf plot. So on the left always rungwala the stem. Now rungwale this number using the stem and leaf plot. Because the leaf is always the last digit of the number, on the leaf rungwala 2, and then the rest is the stem. This will be 35, and then let's see this one 12.73. Because the last digit is always the leaf, more it will be 3, and then the remaining you can see k 12.7, but always harungwali a decimal, so this will be 127. And then what about this one 12.0, morungwala 0, and then here 1 2. So that's something very important about the stem and leaf plot. Another additional information which is important. It says first make sure that they all have the same number of decimal places. Insert zeros if needed. Let's say for example only 2.5, and then only 17.24, and then let's say only 8, and then 6.13, and then only 7.1. These numbers, they are not on the same decimal places. This one is in 2 decimal places, and then even this one is in 2 decimal places. But this one is in 1 decimal place, because after a decimal number a 1, and then the same as this one. So to make sure all of these numbers are on the same decimal places. So it will be a 0 here, and then now is in 2 decimal places, and then this one already is in 2 decimal places, and then even this one. But as for this one, it will be a 0 here, and then as for this one, 8, this will be 8.00. So now they are on the same decimal places, as you can see. So now we'll level some practice examples. This one here, use the data table below to construct the stem and leaf plot. So the easiest way, we have this data in the ascending order, but based on their number places. Let's say leave this data in this way. Level the smallest numbers and then going up, but could it be in such a way or could it be in their number places, like the ones didula together, and then the tens together, and the hundreds together if they are there. So I level the smallest numbers. You can level here can 25, and then yawalatela 25 you can see or it's 28, and then yawalatela it's 29, and then 30, and so forth. But Kenya got the grouper in this way. Jao Tomaka 20 something can be together, Jao Tomaka 30 something can be together, and so forth. So Kotoma Bilega Mwala 25, and then 28, and then 29. So tja thoma ka 20 something di fella on 29, and then now ka lebella tja thoma ka 30 something. Tja thoma ka 30 something, it's 30, 31, 33, 35, 37, and 39. And then ya o latela, it's 42. Yes, it's 42, and then 42, 43, and then 45. And then ya o latela ya ba 51, 51, 52, 53, and then 58. And then ya o latela again, it's 60, 61, 62, and 65. And then the last one, it's 72, and then 73. So ke ngwadile these numbers kaofela ka tsona, and then from there ke nyaka o di ngwala on the stem and leaf plot. Let's see. This one ke stem, and then this one ke leaf. So e re ke thome ka the smallest one, and then from here ko ngwala these two as my stem. Remember the leaf is always the last digit, and then mo ka ngwala 5. Remember ke mo on 20 something, and then because ke ngwadile 5, and then now ko ngwala 8, and then ka ngwala 9. So mo ko ngwala 8, and then ka ngwala 9. So this information e re botsa gore this is 25, 28, and 29. So now a re lebelele ya o latela 30 something. So ko ngwala 3, and then from there ka ngwala 0 ke this one, and then ka ngwala 1, which is this one, and then ka ngwala 3, and then ka ngwala 5, and then ka ngwala 7, and then ka ngwala 9. And then are here on 4. So this is 4, ko ngwala 2, and then ka ngwala 2, and then 3, and then 5. And then are bone ya o latela. So ya o latela 60 something, ko ngwala 6, and then there are 0, there are 1, there are 2, and then there are 5. And then the last one, it's 70 something, and then ko ngwala 7, and then ka ngwala 2, and then ka ngwala 3. So representile this information on the stem and leaf plot. And then another thing that is always important, make sure ya gore o ngwala key. Let's say for example, o nyaka gore bontšha gore this number, for example 2 le 5, 8, 9 di representa eng. Remember on the stem and leaf plot sometimes o ka ba le a decimal. So ge re na le 2 here, re na le 5 here, we are not sure gore e representa 2.5 or e representa 25. So you must show. So o tlo dira in this way, you can say 2, and then war 5, and then war bontšha gore e representa 25. You can say 2 or 8, 2 or 9, but the key thing re nyaka go bona gore this stem and this leaf together di re botša ka a whole number or e re botša ka a decimals. So e rela gore this is our key. It's always important gore ngwale. A re lebelele the next example. And then what about this one? Re tlo dira the same thing. Re nyaka go beya these numbers in ascending order based on their number places. So the smallest number o ka kgona bona gore it's 72, and then wa latela 76. So ke tlo beya di 70 something alone, and then ka latela ka di 80 something until to the last bigger number. So ke na le 72, and then ka ba le 76, and then ya o latela it's 85, and then 88, and then 89, and then ya latela it's 93, and then 97, and then rabale 102, and then rabale 108, and then e nngwe ya ba 113, and then 115. So ke ngwadile in ascending order based on their number places. And then now are ngwale on the stem and leaf plot. So this is the stem and then the leaf. So ginali 72, 76, this one will be 7, and then mukangwala 2, and then kangwala 6, because remember the leaf is always the last digit. And then yaulatela it's 8, and then rangwala 5, rangwala 8, and then 9, and then here rangwala 3, and then 7. Ka kgona bona gore di tsamaya ka order 7, 8, 9, and then mo rangwala 10, and then rangwala 2, and then rangwala 8, and then for 11 rangwala 3, and then rangwala 5, and then from there wa bontsha a key go fase, and then so ra tseba gore 7 le 2 or 7 le 6 di represent a 72, not 7,2. So this is 72, and then again ra tseba gore 102 ga e represent 1,02 or 10,2. so le yona it's important. Represent 102. So that's it for this one. I lebelle the next one. And then what about this one? Re tlo dira the same thing. Re tlo group these numbers in ascending order but based on their number places. Re lebelle the smallest number. The smallest one is 7, and then ya latela ke 8. O ka kgona bona gore the numbers that are on the ones places in over 7 and 8. So kongwala 7 and then kangwala 8. Nka sengwale 7, 8 ka tsamaisha le bo 13 and 15 because 13 and 15 they are on the tens. So ke ngwadile 7 and 8, and then remember on the stem and the leaf plot re tshwanetse gore re be le at least 2 digits because re tshwanetse to represent the stem and then leave the leaf. So for this 7 I can put 0 here, and then this is 7 because this one will be the leaf and then this one will be the stem. So I lebelle the next one. So after 7 and 8 we only have Jautomaka 1, so originally 13, and then Kabale 13 again, and then Kabale 15, and then Kabale 17, and then Yaula Taylor Kabale 22, and then 24, 25, 27, and 28, and then Yaula Taylor is 32, and then there are 32 again, and then there are 32 again, and then there are 36, and then after here kabale 43. So the village. Now let's write the stem and the leaf plot. So relauri is for this one, for the stem kongwala 0, and then my leaf yoba 7 and 8, and then yola tela the stem kongwala 1, and then as for the leaf kongwala 3, 3, 5, 7. so it's 3 3 5 7, and then the next one is 20 something, so kongala 2, and then as for the leaf it's 2 4 5 7 8, so it's 2 4 5 7 and 8, and then let's go to 3. So this is 3, it's 2 2 2 6, so it's 2 2 and 6, and then the last one is 43 kongala 4, and then the leaf yaba 3. So re ngwadile in this manner. So from there e re ngwale a key. O bontšha gore 07 represent 7, not 0.7. So that's it for this problem. I lebelele the next one. And then as for this one, o ka kgona go lemoga gore re na le the decimals, but re tlo dira the same thing. Re tlo groupa these numbers in ascending order. So o ka kgona bona gore the smallest one ke 1.2, and then di a latela ka 1.5, and then di a latela ka 1.8. So let's group. Re na le 1.2, and then re na le 1.5, and then 1.8. So ya o latela is 2 point something, so ke na le 2.3, 2.4, 2.7 and 2.9, and then after 2 go tla 3 point something, which is 3.2, and then 3.6, and then di a latela ke 4.1, 4.5, and then after 4 o latela 5, which is 5.8, and then 5 point something re na le 1, so it's just 5.8, and then after 5 it's 7 because re ne 6, so it's 7.6, and then after 7 re ne 8, so it's 9.3, and then after 9.3 re na le 10.6, and then ra ba le 10.9, and then the last one re ne 11 re na le 12, so it's 12.4. So now a re ngwale this data on the stem and leaf plot. So rotomaga 1 point something, and then ra tseba always the leaf is the last digit, so re la gore this is a leaf, and then re la gore this one you ba the stem, so ro ba le 1 here, and then ra ba le 2 5 and 8, and then the next one ke 2. So this one re feditše ka yona, and then now re are on 2. Ra tseba gore this one here ke the leaf, so re la gore ro ba le 3, and then 4 7 and 9, and then it's 3, and then this is 2 and this is 6 as our leaf, so re na le 2 and then re na le 6, and then ya o latela is 4, so re na le 1 and then re na le 5, and then after here re na le 5, and then 5 e tsamaya e le 1 is just 8 ke this one, and then after 5 ga re ne 6, but ga re jump that 6, re ngwala here is 6, but because 6 ga re ne yona, and then ga re ngwale selo, so e re ke tswele pele on this side. So after 6 and then ke 7, so morongwala 7 and then 7 point something zama L1, so it will just be 6, and then after 7 8 arne yona but re because arne yona arongwala selo, and then after 8 it's 9, and then 9 it's my L1, it's just 3, and then after 9 it's 10, and then 10 inali 6 and 9, so it will be 6 and 9, and then 11 garne yona, so re tlo 11 alone, and then after arnale 12.4, so 12 it's my L1, so re here will be 4, so re ngwadile on the stem and leaf plot. So after here re nyaka ngwala the key. It's important to write the key because ga re tsebe gore 1 2 ye key or 1 2 5 it represent a 12, it represent a 15 or 18, so that is why key is important. So ke na le 1 and 2 it represent a 1, 2, so it's very important. So that's how we represent the data on the stem and the leaf plot, and that's it for this tutorial.